opening of the movie, we're trying to get him all, like, his haircut and his makeup on for the interview. And this is all raw moments. I'm not actually supposed to be filming. I was just like, hey, I'm just going to film because you're not ready yet, so I'm filming. And we were like, hey, do you want to shave your mustache? Because he had this, like, dirty mustache going on. And he's like, no, I'm not going to shave it. I'm like, Justin, this is for your interview. Like, we're going to ask you, like, hard questions. You sure you want a mustache in this? And he's like, no. And he said, it's delusional. I want to feel like I'm older. And as shocked as I was that he was going to let this mustache be on camera, it actually worked out really well for the movie, and was sort of a symbol of how he saw himself and what he was going through this whole year. And so it worked out perfectly as a symbol in our movie.
What were you thinking when he first said, no,
Yes.
I'm not going to do it?
Well, when he said, no, I'm not going to, I was like, this is exactly what a young man would do. Would literally say, no, I'm not going to shave, I'm just going to keep it. And so it was, and I knew we were going to do close-ups on this interview, and you're going to see this stash. Not just a dirty stash, basically. So, the dirty.
Not a full, like, real mustache.
Exactly. He thought it was hilarious. He always is playing a joke. So in his mind, he's like, oh, I'm going to mess with John and just keep the stash. But it actually worked out okay. And yeah, at that point, it's an interesting thing because we shot the movie earlier in the year, way early in the year, January. And so the stuff that we had, he had one tattoo back then. He was skinnier back then. He looks younger, and he didn't have a stash back then. So when we did the interview, immediately you noticed that he had all the tattoos. You noticed that he was thinning out and was looking more like a man. And so we wanted to make sure that we got that out front because we were starting the story basically a year prior, and we were going to catch up with him present day as the movie goes along. So we wanted to make sure you got used to his look. If you hadn't seen him in a while, this is what he looks like, this is what he's gone through, this is where he's at as a human being, and then we take a step backwards and lead to this interview. So for us, it sort of worked out okay, and we had to just be aware of, like, Justin is changing. He's changing every day. Even from when we did the interview to now, he's gotten, like, ripped. And so it's always when you're making a movie about a transition, you've got to chase the ball a little bit.
Was that the same sort of mentality you had when you put the first trailer out? Because I know the first trailer was specifically about his stash, #stash.
Yes.
Were you kind of like, we need to address this up front before any footage gets out?
I don't know if it was a conscious thing to address the stash first, other than we just thought it was really funny, and he played with the humor of it, and it was his personality and everything. It said everything about our movie that we didn't have to say out loud.